Welcome to an Ncut review, and today we have... I know so many people are going to be doing that intro, but I probably thought of it first. So today we have... Season 3 of Invincible has finally wrapped up. 8 episodes we got. Long wait for this, and it feels like it's already over. I know they're releasing it week by week, which I'm a big fan of. I thought that's way better than releasing it in bulk, because at least we get now 8 more weeks where we get to talk about it and we can dive into a little bit deeper. But I do understand if you want to have a bulk watch, because I'll do that too. So it doesn't really matter what they're going to do. I was going to watch this entire time, but I did like how they sort of segmented it out. And I'm going to give you fair warning, there is spoilers in this review. So basically this entire season was my favorite of all time. I enjoyed every aspect of this season. I think the things that they could have changed a little bit, obviously the animation, that was one thing I noticed was a little weak. Halfway through the fight scene with Mark and Conquest has both eyes. You can go back and watch it. He has both eyes in one of the fights. It's really quick, but you will notice it. Obviously, the scene at the funeral was absolutely deplorable. And some of the fight scenes where you have like the 2 worst named characters in history run down after seeing the Declaration of Independence, that they were just moving the background, look like shit. I get that. But we all know that the budget was going to be pushed to the very end. We knew that the last episodes or 2 episodes was going to be amazing, and they did not disappoint. So everyone commenting about the animation, you should be thanking these people for what they've done. So we start off with episode 1, You're Not Laughing Now. And this is where we get introduced to Mark, who is on his training arc for 4 months, and now he is...
Mark's speed has increased 65%, his endurance 70%, and his strength, and we checked this wasn't a mistake, 138%.
And so much happens in this opening episode of this season. Now, Mark asking Adam Eve out, finally, if you're a fan of the comics, you know this day's been coming. I've been excited ever since he broke up with Amber. I thought when he got with Amber, get her the hell out of here. She's not good enough for him. She's not Adam Eve. Thank God he's finally with Adam Eve. And then we're introduced to the 2 of the worst written names in comic book history. You couldn't be more lazier if you tried. One of them's called Dropkick, and the other's called Fightmaster. You might as well call them Lampshade, and you might as well call one fucking Carpet Muncher. It was the dumbest names I've ever heard. But they are from the future, and they are coming back to steal the Declaration of Independence, which is how we get introduced to Multipole. They're getting into so many setups about the entire season. Dark Seismic is back. We need one face that we remember. He's got a buff as well. He's been training with Mark clearly, and he has stolen every single superhero and wrapped them up in an egg. See-through egg, don't really know how strong it is, don't know why it's so strong, but they can't get out. And this is where the show is just leagues above everything else. You can have an internal monologue of who is right, who is wrong, and you have this moral dilemma. Is Cecil right or is Mark right? Both of them are right. However, the show makes you see why Cecil is right, because he's had the wisdom behind it. And the way they do that is setting it up in the first episode and immediately in the second showing you Cecil's backstory, his lore, his history, how he got his scar. We finally learn about that. We then learn why Cecil has changed his mind. He was exactly like Mark, so he knows the direction Mark is thinking and where he's going to head. The problem with Mark is that he's young and naive and hypocritical. And Cecil mentions that. You killed Angstrom Levy. We all saw it. You, cold blood, regardless of what he did, you killed him. And same with Nightwing. These people kill maybe in cold blood in a different way or for a different reason. But Mark needs to see that he's done the same thing in the exact same light. So for the show to do that, pretty much in episode 1, was just incredible to me. This is what has me hooked on Invincible, is the way that they're able to keep you embedded into this series because of their moral questioning. Also, because of the action scenes. The action scenes this entire season were amazing. Now, are there really bad animations? I've seen so many people talk about this animation. Yes. But did I care? Not one bit. I knew that they were going to save budget for the bigger fights than what we're going to get in the future. Also, if you cut corners on certain areas, they can then give you either a better storyline or better animation or more of an animation of a fight later on. And they've said that, I think, in one of the episodes where Mark goes to get a comic book signed, and they're like foreshadowing it. It's been a while since I watched it.
Oh, I can't imagine how much work it must be for those fight scenes.
Yeah, those take a while, but we cut corners in other places to make it manageable. You ever notice that sometimes whoever's speaking has their mouth off camera so you never see their lips moving?
Huh, I didn't notice that.
They were fourth wall breaking like the entire time, saying something with a monologue over, which saves them money as well. So like they know all of these things. They know all the problems, but I think the last 2 episodes save almost this entire season. Not that I'm saying that everything's bad prior to. I am saying these last 2 were so good, it was almost stupid. Like why they even had animation in the first 1 to 6. And also throughout the show, we see a really good dynamic with him and Oliver. Oliver wants to be like Mark a lot, but he also has the traits of his father. Are they wrong traits? If you live that long, I would probably do the same thing. If I had their powers, there would be no one left. Like, I would conquer this planet almost by the time I got the powers, right? Everyone is like that if you're completely honest with yourself. Or if you want to do a fake facade like Omni-Man did, that would be fun too. Like, this is why I think the show's so relatable, because it makes you think you do the exact same shit. Don't lie to yourself saying you'd be a hero. I know you wouldn't be. Now let's get to the really good episodes here. Okay, all the rest is kind of like cannon fodder. It's a little bit just building things up, and they did a good job. But now we're getting to the final 3 episodes. These are the best ones by far, okay? We have the most brain dead villain of all time. We have the villain called PowerPlex. He can't keep getting away with this.
You can't keep getting away with it!
I'm telling you right now, this guy is the dumbest superhero of all time. He reminds me actually of the Joker in Joaquin Phoenix, where he's talking to Murray. Murray says something he doesn't like. He then shoots him and blames everything else. That's exactly what he's done. He's gone and shot Murray and goes, how can Invincible do this? I was thinking to myself, this guy's been hit one too many times with that sledgehammer. I don't know if Triple H has come out and pulled him under the ring and absolutely clocked him a couple times, but way too many. He's legitimately brain dead in the true sense of that word. And they are going down more of the comedic route of this sort of shit, because it is funny to keep superheroes light and playful when you also have some crazy ass violent action scenes on the other side. So they are playing like this juxtaposition of other genres really, really well. And episode 6 was just basically warming you up for the next 2, the final 2 episodes, because we knew that Angstrom Levy was spying on Mark and getting back intel on his life so he can control him and try and, you know, get the marks in there. We knew that was coming, but they are relating a lot of this to the comic books. Now, this is where I understand the animation. I remember in episode 7, which is what have I done, which is this is now the Invincible War we're getting into. When they come through the portals, I do know what you guys are talking about. The animation for that is absolutely deplorable. I'll put the comparisons up from the comic book to the episode. It looked horrible. But I did know that they were going in a different direction. And a lot of the animation you guys are complaining about, by the way, just on a side note, is 4 or 5 like seconds of an episode. It's like really nothing. So as you can see from the comic books, it looks way, way better, and they look more intense. This, they kind of look like they're on a Sunday stroll to go and kill a world, right? In this episode, it absolutely saves the entire animation argument. When they were finished destroying the planets, looking back on their work and just floating in the air, when they have the close-ups and the flames in their eyes burning down all of the world, it looked incredible. My favorite character, which is a question I'd love to ask you guys, who is your favorite Invincible variant in that war? Mine has to be Shiesty Mark. He is the greatest. Swearing doesn't make you cool.
These two giving you trouble?
Fuck off!
I got this. Swearing doesn't make you cool.
And the highlight for me of this episode was Shiesty Mark versus Mark and Omni Mark. And also getting to see Mohawk Mark was really cool too. But that fight between those 4, Mark holding his own against 2 of probably the strongest variants, was a really, really good animated concept. The bullshit thing about that scene was Adam Eve just throws up these walls. Does anyone notice that? Throughout the whole season, if you watch Adam Eve episode, she's so creative and she knows what to do to kill people. Then you have her throw up 17 different walls like it's going to make a difference. But I'm really glad that they did eventually get to a point where she got her ankle snapped and Mark goes Super Saiyan, Broly Super Saiyan on these 2. Incredible animation, incredible fight. I really wish it went for longer. The entire episode in number 7 was a clear highlight. Watching Mark finally reach his full potential to fight Angstrom Levy, and Oliver in his ear saying, you need to kill him. Finally kill this guy so we don't have to worry about him anymore. What he did to Debbie and Oliver in the prior season, I would have morphed into this animated series and killed him myself. He deserves death. I'm calling for his head. Pause. I'm calling for his beheading immediately. He might be my most hated character, and that is also a testament to their writing. If they're making you feel this way, how is it not a great episode? Now, for the greatest episode in animated series history. Episode 8, I Thought You'd Never Shut Up. Stand ready for his arrival, worms. When Mark takes off to fight him and they recreate that iconic comic book image, I couldn't be more in love. I was shaking in my little boots. When Conquest punches Mark so hard that he coughs up blood endlessly, and this is after he's got his power buff. So the fact that he's doing that just shows this guy's not anything to fuck with, okay? Conquest will murder you. And considering we've been told and being prepped that Mark's the strongest thing of all time and nothing can really hurt him, and how quick he recovered from when that centipede like stabbed him in his shoulder and he healed by basically the end of the episode. I can't believe how strong Conquest was. One punch, man was going to be out. I thought, fuck, he's in trouble. They get into a fight. Conquest is in space, okay? He blows a blood bubble, a love heart. He makes a love heart and pops it. That's not in the comic books. I'm glad they added these little things to make him more psychopathic. And then the fight that goes on from here was just class. I'm going to play just most of the fight and we're going to witness this. So just watch this.
I am so lonely. All the other Viltrumites are scared of me. Some days I feel so alone I could cry, but I don't. I never do. Take it to your grave.
I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how fast you are. I can see the future. You don't live to see tomorrow.
And everything about that fight, that whole sequence, the random comic book quotes that they threw out there, the incredible callbacks, the fight sequences, the animation, the storytelling, how scary these fights can be. Is Mark going to walk away from it? Obviously, he's the main character. You think, yeah, he's going to survive. But you don't, because they've changed a little bit in the past. So to think that he might survive this one is kind of crazy. IGN rating this a 4. Fuck you, okay? How the fuck you rate this a 4 is beyond me. You are brain dead. You are, I reckon it was PowerPlex. I figured it out. PowerPlex was the one who rated this. One last thing I'll mention. I'm so sad at Rex dying. Cue the Billie Eilish music. It was kind of a little bit predictable of how quick that they were making his character develop. You knew it was kind of going to a direction of, well, he's going to get killed off. I was so sad nonetheless to see it, but he sacrificed his life for the greater good. He did more than Duplicate has ever done in her 17,000 bodies that she's created. Maybe more, 17 million bodies she's created. Doesn't matter how many lives she lived, she will never amount to our boy Rex. So anyways, as a wrap up of this review, I think they should continue to go into their own direction for this sort of stuff. It really does work, and it works well when they add crazy little bits to these characters and just throwing a bit of lore in there as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the review, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000. Wherever my board is, it's up there. We're trying to hit 1,000. It'd be awesome if you guys could sub up. As long as you guys leave a like on this video to let the algorithm know you want more content of Invincible, and you did like this video, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it already. Thank you in advance. Thank you in advance.
Did you pay me in advance?
I do have a question for you guys. Who is your favorite Invincible character? I know it's not Immortal. I know it's not that. Who's your favorite Invincible character, and who's your favorite variant of Mark? Those are two questions I'd love to know. Write that down in the comments and I will check them out. It's been another Ncut review. Peace, I'm out. And cut. Whoops, and cut.